I would like to see a show of hands. How many of you have ever been bullied? Now I'd like to see another show of hands. How many of you have actually been the bully? I'm sure I didn't see too many hands. Now, with that being said, nobody wants to be labeled as a bully, so why does it happen? It's no secret that in today's society, bullying is becoming more and more of an issue every year. And that is exactly why I've chosen it to be my pet peeve, is because I am sick of seeing it. So I kind of have a little background story as to why this has become such a pet peeve of mine. And it all started back in 10th grade woodshop class. There was a kid, he was one of my friends. He wasn't like a super good friend of mine, but he sat all the way in the back, and there was a whole group of kids that would always gang up on him and pick on him. It was every single day these kids would come in and just torture him. And I didn't say anything because I didn't want them to make fun of me. And also the teacher would really just kind of let it slide under the radar. He really didn't care what was going on as long as we weren't like completely out of control. So every day this kid would make fun of, and I remember, a few days they even made him cry. So long story short, after, a few years later, I don't know if he was getting picked on in other classes or what, but he committed suicide. And I feel that bullying kind of had a big impact on that decision. So that's kind of where the pinnacle of my pet peeve comes from, is from that whole situation that I was kind of in and saw from high school. So now I'd like to persuade you guys on 4 solutions that should stop bullying. So before I get to that, I'd like to offer you guys a definition and also a statistic that directly correlates to my story. So for the definition, bullying is a form of aggressive behavior in which someone intentionally or repetitively causes another person injury or discomfort. Bullying can take form of physical contact, words, or more subtle actions. And that is a quote from www.apa.org/topics/bullying. For my statistic, bullying victims are 2 to 9 times more likely to consider suicide than non-victims, according to a study by Yale University. And that is a quote derived from www.bullyingstatistics.org/content/bullying and suicide. So now onto my solutions. First solution I have for you guys would be to educate kids in the community. So you want to make it known that bullying does happen. This could be a good idea to do on maybe the first day, or maybe in a work environment. It would be good to do this at any time. So give examples of how to handle bullying. This would have really have come in handy for whenever I was in my woodshop class watching my classmate get bullied. I would have had a better idea of how to handle that. So educate teachers on what bullying looks like. Again, for my woodshop class, this would have come in handy. My teacher would have been able to assess the situation in an effective manner. So that is solution number 1. Solution number 2, bullying consequences. This will be handled differently depending on age. So, high school students aren't going to get recess detention, whereas elementary school students aren't going to get suspended. Awareness for consequences will be heard on the first day of school. This would be an awesome thing to have because kids will know that there is some type of punishment for their actions. Remedial classes will be offered. This is more or less for the bully. They will be put into some type of class as a punishment that will actually teach them how to get along a lot better with their classmates. There can also be rewards for good behavior. So kids who are behaving in an acceptable manner will be rewarded in some type of way, which can definitely affect, the beginning of bullying and the end results of bullying. And that is solution number 2. Solution number 3, engage family. So you want to show your kids right from wrong at a young age. This is something I believe that just showing your kids, how to respect other students and how to respect each other and give, the support and respect to one another that you deserve is something, if taught at a young age, I believe will follow them for the rest of their life. Create a safe environment for your kids to express their feelings. So for the bullies, this would be a good thing because I feel a lot of bullies have insecurities. And so if they are open to talking to their parents about them, it could relieve the urge to bully. And this can also be vice versa with the victims of bullying, where they can tell their parents that they're actually be bullied and speak up about what's going on. Enable family to correct behavior when aware. So it's not just the school's job to correct behavior. I believe that it is a mix of the family and the school working together. So the family will also have to create some type of punishment or also try to change the behavior of their child to conform to what's acceptable in the environment they're in. That was solution number 3. Solution number 4, get involved. So you could have guest speakers come in to create awareness. This would be awesome because the kids would have someone to relate to, and the guest speaker can give experience and ideas and things that they went through. Put up posters around the school. I've actually created a poster here. You could put these around the school to create awareness. So obviously it says bullying awareness here. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And I also have a little, just little paragraph down here that kind of gives you a little background. It is not fair to your peers to make them feel left out or insecure. Speak up and help create an environment that is friendly for all students. So this could be something that definitely, if kids are seeing it every day, can definitely have an impact on decreasing the amount of bullying. Have guidance counselors check up more often than not. So that would definitely be a good thing. Have students watch out for one another. Again, this would be a good one for whenever I told my story, that students would be able to almost act as if they're a team instead of working against one another and creating all this havoc. And set goals. Finally, I believe that it would be awesome to set goals because you always want to be better than you were last year. So if we had less complaints this year as opposed to last year, I feel like that is a goal that could be achieved. And I feel that there should be some type of reward for that. And that'll help the kids strive for this goal. And it'll also keep the peace throughout society. So I believe that that would be also an awesome thing to do. That was solution number 4. So now I'd like to see a show of hands. How many of you actually think that these solutions will have a positive impact on, the community, workspaces, schools, different areas of the environment? I believe that it really would be positive to use all of these solutions, and it would be awesome because it would take a pet peeve off of my list. And not only that, it would make the world just a more comforting place for everyone. Thank you.